I don't know where to begin. Last season for the Cleveland Browns and ESPN Cleveland was such an amazing experience to be able to.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
That way when you come just tell O you didn't want to give him a touchdown. You wanted one.
Nah, I tried to set
your team. You wanted it. It's okay. I get you.
I was about to take a picture.
I know you was. I seen it. I was like, no. I'm running from the...
Last season with ESPN Cleveland was absolutely insane. I don't think I could have scripted anything better to happen as far as, I guess, taking off my sports career. Last season was amazing to work alongside ESPN Cleveland and, of course, the Cleveland Browns organization, the coaching staff, and their entire roster. I mean, everybody was so welcoming and always offered to help me if I needed anything, whether that was getting lost around the stadium or directing me to where I needed to be. The Cleveland Browns organization was just phenomenal, along with ESPN Cleveland preparing me for the on-field experience. And for allowing me to just be a part of that was just epic. Especially at 24 years old, to be able to step on the field and get paid to do something like that. I mean, that's something that I could have only dreamt of as far as just being around some of these guys, whether that was Jarvis, Odell, Baker, Hollywood, Kristen Kirksey. I guess there's a lot of shots that I could specifically talk about, whether that was Odell's first walkout and him yelling at the crowd when he walked onto the field or ran out onto the field, jumped out onto the field, whatever you want to call it. And, Baker running through, yelling at the top of his lungs for the first home game. And then there's a crawl. So I'm the guy that photographed Jarvis Landry crawling towards the end zone and right into my camera. But for those of you guys that didn't see the process or what went into that, there really was nothing gone into that aside from me panicking and making sure I got the shot. So initially, I see this pass happening, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to Jarvis. Higgins was kind of in the vicinity of like where I could see through my lens, and for my camera lens, for those of you guys that are not photographers, I have a pretty big lens, so that's not meant for close-ups. So I'm using a telephoto lens and trying to get this shot of a catch. Well, Jarvis ends up getting the catch, getting to his hands and knees, and just immediately just starts like crawling towards the media. And at that point, I'm like, fuck. Like, I gotta get this shot. And then I start registering everything. My camera's not focusing on his face mask. He's getting closer, pretty much as far away from my camera as I am now. And I just take my telephoto lens that I just bought and I tossed it. I tossed it to the side and I grabbed my second camera. It was a wide 16 to 35. So for photographers that know what a 16 to 35 was, it was ultra wide. I knew I would be able to get the shot of him crawling. I could get his whole body in there. Well, I hadn't shot with the camera since I was, in the middle of the field, trying to get a shot over by the bench. So my camera settings were off entirely. So if you know anything about First Energy Stadium, there's a huge shadow that goes over the end zone, and it just completely killed my shot. So as I grab the second camera, I just start shooting. I'm making sure I'm hearing the focus hit. I hear it hit, and he gets up, I get up, and at this point, TV cameras are off of us, and I just yell at the top of my lungs because I know I have it. I know I have the shot. It's gonna go crazy. Like, this is going to define my sports career. Well, I open my camera and I hit the play button and it's dead. The camera's dead. I have all these other photographers talking to me like, let me see the shot, let me see the shot. And at that point, I wasn't registering anything besides get your ass back to the media room, get a clean battery, because both my batteries are dead at this time, and go get a clean battery, dump the card, make sure you have that file. And I start uploading, laptop's dead. I have no phone service in there. There's nothing I can possibly do to see what is on this card at this moment in time. So 5 minutes goes by, I end up getting my laptop charged, my camera's good, SD card is now dumped, I open the file, pitch black. ESPN Cleveland's gonna want this. Everybody that saw me take that shot is gonna wanna see this. And my parents are texting me at this point saying that they saw me on TV get that shot. Well, I had to go back to my roots of just heavy editing. So unfortunately, I did not shoot it in RAW. I shot it in a JPEG, but it was still one of those defining moments of like, damn, like I'm here and I shouldn't be here. I should probably be in college still. I should probably be working, a 9-to-5 type thing and have my nose down and just like dialed into whatever it is that I would have been dialed into aside from photography and video. But at that point when I grabbed that shot, like, I don't think it really defined my career, but it defined like my headspace and like where I wanted to be. And it was right there in Cleveland. Like I knew at that moment in time that like I wanted to be different. I wanted to stand out. I wanted to be anything and everything that a younger version of me wanted. And capturing that shot of Jarvis was just like, that was it. That's when I knew. I was like, I'm doing this shit for the rest of my life.
Thought that I would have, and I flipped it in a double.